Hey everyone, it's Gabriel here again. In one of my last video where I talk about Bitcoin, I mentioned that there's going to be a pullback after I post the video, and it did. I hope you managed to grab some Bitcoin during the pullback because I most certainly did. And I'm still overall bullish on Bitcoin and will continue to dollar cost average to buy in every single month. You can watch my previous video, link in the description if you haven't, for more details on why I'm bullish on Bitcoin and why I'm constantly buying. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about Ethereum. Another cryptocurrency that has been getting really popular, and a lot of different channels on YouTube and people have been saying that Ethereum is better and there's higher potential and that you should convert all your entire Bitcoin into Ethereum instead. Now I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on why I'm excited about Ethereum, but why I'm also not going to go all in on Ethereum from a market positioning standpoint. I'll be sharing some of the pros and cons of Ethereum, as well as the risk of converting your entire Bitcoin portfolio or cryptocurrency portfolio into Ethereum. I'm also going to be covering what billionaire Chamath Palihapitiya, who is also an early investor of Bitcoin, has to say about Ethereum.
Well, I was also curious, so do you see merit in any of the other crypto assets, in particular Ethereum?
No. As usual, if you're new to this channel, I appreciate the early thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to my channel where I release a new video every week on business, marketing, productivity, and personal finance for entrepreneurs. These are from my experiences from building multiple 7-figure and 8-figure businesses from my home by optimizing my entire life. And I'm on a journey of investing my profits from my business for absolute financial freedom, which has given me a certain comfortable life and freedom to travel around the world, as well as to do the things that I love to. I also give out courses on how to build and scale a 7 to 8-figure business online, and these are courses worth thousands of dollars for free. Now I run an ad to my subscribers to get the giveaway, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see that. So back to Ethereum. There's already a lot of video talking about Ethereum and what Ethereum is about, so I'm just going to give you the basics. Ethereum is also a cryptocurrency similar to Bitcoin, but the big difference is that Bitcoin is mainly used just as a digital money or currency. Ethereum, on the other hand, is more than just a currency. It has a smart contract functionality which enables decentralized applications. Now I know that may sound a bit technical, but let me explain it in English. Now if you have used Facebook or Google or Uber, you have already been using centralized apps. Now we've all seen how centralized app, basically application that requires a central body, causes a lot of problems. The central body is like the middleman. Facebook, for example, it provides a platform for us to use, but it also acts as a middleman because it collects our data, what we like, what we see, and then sell ads to advertiser based on our data. But you've probably been hearing how Facebook has been abusing this power. For example, Facebook can invade our privacy and secretly spy on our conversations and the things that we don't want people to know. Uber is another example. If you live in a country like Singapore, then it will be Grab. Basically, it provides a platform for drivers and customers to connect, and as a middleman, it governs the platform with certain policy it has in place, and then it takes a cut off every ride. But you've probably heard about Uber's controversy about how they mistreat their drivers and sometimes even taking big cuts off their drivers who are already losing money. So what Ethereum does is that it enables decentralized apps, basically cutting out the middlemen like Facebook and Uber, yet there is still a set of rules and policy that governs the platform, which are essentially smart contracts. I know that may be an oversimplification, but just imagine a decentralized social media where there's no single entity collecting our data and potentially abusing it. A social media that we own our own data and we can choose to sell it or not. Imagine a decentralized Uber or Grab in Singapore where drivers and customers can connect directly on a decentralized platform without the middleman. Another fear I have is actually smart homes. Right now, most of the smart home systems are built on centralized platform. So imagine where everything at home is connected through Wi-Fi, your doors, your fridge, your camera, and if there's a centralized body that controls all this technology or holds the information for all this technology, there is also a chance for privacy invasion and abuse. Companies like Amazon has already admitted that hardware like Alexa is secretly listening to your conversation at home. But all this may not be a problem if there's a decentralized application controlling my house instead of one single entity. And because blockchain is virtually unhackable, I know that my data and my privacy is protected. And that's just one example of what decentralized apps can do. I'm seriously excited for this, but we are still in a very early stage. If I can give you an example, it's like if Bitcoin is the start of internet, then Ethereum is kind of like the start of cloud applications. If you don't even understand the internet, how will you understand cloud application or simple apps like Google Doc? Jeff Bezos recently said in his letter to Amazon employees to step down as a CEO He said, quote unquote, "This journey began 27 years ago. Amazon was only an idea and it had no name. The question I was asked most frequently at the time was, what's the internet?" Blessedly, I haven't had to explain that in a long while. You see, 27 years ago, the internet was a brand new thing that a lot of people could not understand. Just like Bitcoin today, there were news outlets and reports saying that internet is a scam, internet is not going to last forever. And it's the same thing as Bitcoin right now. People are saying that Bitcoin is used by the criminals and so on and so forth. And that's where we are at right now. And that is Bitcoin, cryptocurrency and blockchain right now, like how internet was 27 years ago. So although Ethereum has a huge potential, I believe that we are still way too early, and when anything is too early, it carries a higher level of risk because you're not exactly sure what is going to happen. Now, from a marketing standpoint, timing plays a big part. Now, it's not just about the ideas and products, because there were a lot of products and ideas that were amazing and great, but it failed because it came at the wrong time. For example, today when we think of music subscription, we think of Spotify or Apple Music. But the first person who came up with that concept was actually Napster. Pets.com was another example. They were selling pets product online, which is a great idea and potentially is a sort of an Amazon idea. But bad timing. This was a time that people were not even shopping online and there wasn't enough infrastructure to support online payment, like payment gateways that allows the purchase of stuff online using credit cards. It is convenient today, but it wasn't so in the past. Friendster was another example that came too early and was eventually overtook by Facebook. All these ideas were great, but they came too early and they made mistakes and paved the way for the next generations of companies. So while Ethereum is a great idea and a great technology, I personally still think that it's too early to tell if it will last. We're not even sure if decentralized application is really going to happen in the next few years. It might happen in the next 5-10 years, but it's still too early to tell. Now, there's this concept in marketing called category king. Essentially, if a company or brand owns majority of the market share, it is the category king. And investing in the category king has always been proven to have more upside with much lesser risk. Because it is generally hard for the category king of an established market to disappear or get dethroned from that category. Now again, listen to what Chamath, a billionaire, ex-employee of Facebook and early investor of Bitcoin, has to say about investing in category kings.
The gains typically go to the winner. So I'll use an equity example to make the case. When Obamacare passed, there was going to be a clear tailwind to health insurance. And you could have bought a basket of health insurers, or you could have just bought United Healthcare. And the basket would have performed okay. United Healthcare 10x'd in the last 10 years. If you believed in smartphones, you could have bought a basket of things in 2010 or 2008 or 9 when the iPhone first got released. You could have bought Nokia and Motorola and Samsung and HTC, or you could have just bought Apple. And Apple, frankly, just crushed everybody else.
Essentially, what I see saying is that instead of investing in a bucket of cryptocurrencies, why not just put your money in Bitcoin, which is so much easier, safer, and probably has a higher potential upside? All because Bitcoin has already been proven to be the category king. How do we know that? Winners are proven not during a bullish run, but during a crisis. Bitcoin has been proven to be the category king, especially during the crypto crash in 2018, where more than 90% of the money in crypto was shifted into Bitcoin during that crash. And this was the data found by ARK Invest. As of this video, Bitcoins own 68% of the entire market cap for cryptocurrencies. And this is just my theory, but psychologically, I believe that people are buying other cryptocurrency instead of Bitcoin because they feel like they have missed the Bitcoin trade. I was having a conversation with Kenton of Chicken Genius Singapore, and we realized that it is the same thing with Tesla. Instead of people putting money with Tesla, a lot of people who miss the Tesla train, they like to buy other EVs company that are not the market leader in the EV space. And it's not necessarily true that you have missed the Bitcoin train, because right now there's still a lot of people who do not understand Bitcoin. Bitcoin still has a long way to go, and because it is the category king, it is way safer to put your money with the king. Surprisingly, when I was watching the same Chamath interview, he seems to have the same thought.
The point is that in any market, when there's a clear winner, it's not that these other things can't win, but there's a weird psychological effect that almost drives these second and third tier winners, which is a desire by people almost out of this sense of insecurity to not want to admit that there's a winner simply because they weren't the one to pick it first. And so what they do is they create these convoluted narratives and theses to basically anoint other winners. And yeah, can they win? Sure. But do they ever win like the category killer? No. I mean, do you really want to be long Lycos and DuckDuckGo, or did you just want to be long Google?
So overall, I still see Bitcoin as the winner with the most upside and more importantly, lower risk than Ethereum or other cryptocurrencies. Because it is the category king of a now established crypto market, it is less likely to disappear or get dethroned. Yes, a lot of cryptocurrency are getting a lot of attention recently, but many of them are just pump and dump, and most of the profits will still flow back into Bitcoin. But I also see some potential in Ethereum, although it is very long term. So this is what I'm doing right now. If you've watched my previous video, I invest 10% of my portfolio into Bitcoin, and out of that 10%, 80% is in Bitcoin, and now I'm putting 20% into Ethereum. Now, I wouldn't recommend more than 20%, and I don't recommend anyone to convert 100% to other crypto. Again, you may disagree with me, do your own research. And again, that 20% is money that I can afford and willing to lose. So if you've learned something from this video, please help me to hit the like button, as creating videos like this requires a lot more effort than you think, and this will greatly help my channel by telling YouTube algorithm to show this video to more people. You can also subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, where I release videos every week on business, marketing, productivity, and personal finance for entrepreneurs. So that's all I have for you guys today. Bye for now.